Alright, so yesterday I posted my video about the fact that we are getting an Overlord collab rerun. And honestly, we had been confirmed that Overlord was going to be the collab 3 days before this video came out. I just didn't know. No one told me. I guess no one was paying attention that 7DS Leaks was actually kind of back, but not really, just kind of hinting. But yeah, we've been known actually that Overlord was going to be a collab, and I guess just coping. But I want to see the reaction because I know people are going to have a field day with this one. Because Overlord, I mean, hasn't even been out for a year. And that was the main thing people were latching on Twitter at least. So I want to see the comments. Top comment, Nagato, I haven't watched Goblin Slayer. I don't even know his name. Funnily enough, the title is actually his name. Goblin Slayer was like #1 most replied thing when we didn't know it was Overlord. And I think a lot of people are disappointed it's not. Personally, I don't really know anything about Goblin Slayer. I feel like when they dropped, it was kind of popular, but they kind of died off. So I don't know if it's because it's done and the manga's done and stuff, but I haven't heard much about Goblin Slayer in a while. Maybe they're... I have no idea. I actually just don't know. Guys, it's High School DxD 100%. The hit is the color red. I've never watched High School DxD. I'll be real. Generally speaking, I avoid Gunner anime. I know 7DS is kind of... It is a Gunner anime, but... Generally speaking, I avoid it, and High School DxD, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, that is the epitome of Gunner anime. You do you, bro. For soul leveling, I would have liked to see the entire Shadow Army as one unit, like an amalgamation of shadows that changes forms depending on what attacks you do and what level you do them at. Levels is interesting, because obviously there's the whole leveling thing with soul. It's in the title, right? I really hope soul leveling is the next collab. You know, we have this rerun, and let me pull up. So people were asking about the spreadsheet. There's like a Grand Cross spreadsheet. This is the... I guess I can put a link in the description for it. I don't think it's like private or anything. And it has so much information, by the way. It has like pretty much every piece of information you could want. The only one I really use is this, which is the banner schedule, because there's nowhere else for me to actually see this. And if you look at last year, right, and the year before as well, in August we had reruns. So I was like, okay, more likely than not is going to be rerun. But then October, for both years, we had a new collab. October last year was Overlord, and October 2022 was Shield Hero. Right, Shield Hero was a new collab back then. We just got a rerun for it as well. So, you know, I was expecting it. I hope October brings soul leveling. Let me take a look. So 2023, right? We had Aaron and Levi, and then we had Elaine, Hell, Merlin, and collab. I mean, chances are you can summon for this new collab and then just save for the next one. Like, I mean, Hell was a really good unit. And she worked really good with the Overlord character. So we'll see what they cook up for the next festival. Right now, as we speak, you know, they've been dropping unknowns for forever, right? We've had Sabnak. This is Tor here? She's not. 7DS. Great Cross that base gave up. I don't blame her. Any case, we got Sabnak, we got Tor, and the cropping on my video here was for the comments, so it looks pretty weird. Nice cropping, by the way. Bodybuilding videos on the corner there. Yes, my muscled man on my video. But yeah, we had Sabnak, which I wonder if she will be good for these new characters. We'll see. I'm assuming if they buff the Overlord characters, Thor will still be on the team, maybe Balder, but Sabnak, I don't know, man. I already hate Sabnak, I'm gonna be real. Not because she's an OC, not because she's an OC, she's just unfun to play with. The fact that she has a 50-50 of ceiling attack single target or attack AoE is so bad. And it's, again, attack single target or attack AoE. It's not even like debuff cards and stuff like that. It's just so bad. I just hate that unit. She's a good unit, I just hate using her. But yeah, I hope solo leveling is the next collab. There's obviously other really good collabs they could do. And like I mentioned, and a lot of people were very confused about this, just don't think about any Shonen Jump IPs. A lot of people were like, oh, but this anime is a shonen, and it was dude, Jump is not a type of anime. It's a company. it's a publishing company, right? So IPs that are published by Jump, we have never had collabs with them, probably because they're too expensive, right? Probably because they are very expensive, and Green Cross don't want that smoke, right? They don't want to pay for a very expensive collab, more like the run-of-the-mill collabs you see from other games as well. Like Overlord is a collab that you see in a lot of other gacha games. It's probably not that expensive compared to something like Fate, which is not a Jump either, but something like that, you know. In any case, soul leveling, I think Eminence in Shadow would be great. But I think soul leveling would be the best. I think it would be the best collab, genuinely. Even though I feel like soul leveling has had lesser of a good reception than I expected. Personally, I read soul leveling all in one day. I thought it was amazing. Mainly because, you know, it got that Korean gaming fantasy, bro. If you read more manhwa, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna zoom in. If you read more manhwa, you know what I'm talking about. So many manhwa are about this like gaming fantasy, and Soul Leveling did it the best. It just did. That's why it's the most popular, right? And I don't know. In any case, I think it's the best they could do for the October. So as much as let me keep reading. So wait, this may mean Overlord may be the first rerun collab that came after year that they came out. No, that's not true. So if we go back all the way to 2020. So we had KOF in September of 2020, and then we had the rerun in October of 2021. So I guess it is a year and a month, right? So September, and then the other one was October. So a year and a month. I would say it's pretty much the same thing, right? I wouldn't count that extra month as too much. So yeah, KOF was also a pretty fast return. And I'm not gonna lie, right? When KOF came back, no one cared. I feel like it's because the game was newer, so there were less IPs we could have like seen in the game at that point. And since then, it never came back. Have we ever had 2 reruns for collab? I don't know. 2021, we also had... Where is it? Am I tripping? At the beginning of the year, maybe? Wasn't this the year we had... Yeah, we had... In the March of 2021, we had ReZero, and then in 2022... Again, over a year, right? In August of 2022, we had... So it was a year and a half. I would say Overlord is the fastest return we've ever had, but not by that much. You know, I think it's still fresh in people's minds, and mainly people wanted new stuff. They didn't want to rerun, I feel like. But yeah. Honestly, Overlord makes sense because the movie's coming out soon. I don't think that's why, by the way. I genuinely don't think that's why they did an Overlord collab again. Grand Cross never, and I mean this very much, never capitalizes on hype. We had 7 Deadly Sins movies, and we still don't have the characters from those movies. And it cannot be because they can't license, because we have movie characters, right? We have movie characters in the game. So it's definitely not an impossibility. I think they just don't care, or they don't know that it would be good. I genuinely don't know exactly. It's just odd. I promise you, it's not because of this. It might be a coincidence that there's a movie coming out soon. I promise you the Grand Cross devs probably don't even know that there is a movie. Now I really said reduce your expectations to 0. I said this in the video already. I don't mind Overlord collab. I think it's a good return because Albedo's still a good unit. Ainz is potentially a good unit if you have dupes. And I mean, if they buff these characters like they did for Shield Hero, I think a lot of people could make really great use of these characters, right? Especially Albedo. And obviously there's going to be the new characters as well. But the value from the banner is some of the best we've had in collab reruns. Because you think, oh, what's a really good collab we've had? I think one of the best collabs we've ever had was ReZero rerun. Because the two new characters were so amazing. Or is it? It was 2022, right? Yeah. The two new characters were so amazing. Akid and Reinhardt were so great. But the older characters coming back just weren't all that, right? Ram was she already outdated? Wasn't a Nashi relic already in the game? I don't remember exactly. I just knew that her relic sucked. I don't think Nashi relic was in the game yet, but it was about to be. Ram was she was good for some certain like PvE things. Emilia got giga shafted by the relic, and I mean she just kind of sucked. And Beatrice was Beatrice. She, funnily enough, got the best relic, but because she got no stat buffs, she just sucked. Or did she get stat buffs? She just sucked. Doesn't matter. So even like one of the best collabs I think we ever had, the characters coming back weren't that great. And then I think the best collab we've ever had of all time was Slime rerun. Rimuru was amazing. Shuna was very good. And they buffed the old characters. But even post-buff, the characters weren't all that amazing, right? Like, Milim was good, and for like a little while, she was PvP meta, right? But Benimaru, he was a fun character. I loved running him, but he just wasn't it. Benimaru post-buff wasn't it. And Blue Rimuru, he was garbage. I mean, I know why they didn't really care to buff Blue Rimuru that much, because they released a new one, so they wanted you to have the new one. But even like these older collabs that I think were pinnacle of collabs of Grand Cross, they're like the older characters from those banners just weren't that amazing. It was more about the new characters. And this time, the Overlord characters are good. Albedo is really good. She's still, I would say, pretty much meta, and she could get buffed because they buffed the shield hero characters. So, in any case, it would have been more exciting if the demons in Overlord were actually demon race. Yeah, that's a problem I have as well. I don't know why they do this, but the only demons that count are demons from Seven Deadly Sins. Any demons from any other like collab are never counted as demon race. I guess I just want to make that distinction. It sucks. Who cares, right? That, you know, oh no, it has to be this way because it's this way, and we don't want to change the ways we do things. Just, you know, whatever. It'll definitely be the Overlord collab that I was most looking forward to. It's coming. Yeah, I think a lot of people were looking forward to the return of Albedo, mainly because she's just such a universally decent character. Like, you can run her in almost every facet of the game, and she's good. Now, Marble, the collaboration this year are going to be very exciting. Collaboration this year. Tower of God didn't get hype and money with only 3 characters. Next, a rerun again. I hope the October collab is going to be massive hype. Again, Tower of God sucked. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Tower of God sucked. There's 3 reasons why Tower of God sucked. 1, no free character. I think that there's an expectation that has been created that there's going to always be a free character, and it was not delivered. And you can cope and say, oh, but you know, you're just asking too much. They don't have to give you free things. There is an expectation. Expectations are very important to be met, because if you play any game and you expect, for example, on Dokkan, right? I'm just gonna give you like a random one. There's an expectation that whenever a new celebration comes out, there's going to be new hard content that's going to give you a ton of stones, right? If they don't do that, then people are like, okay, this celebration sucks. There's an expectation. No matter what the expectation is exactly, there's always going to be an expectation based on what's happened before. And Tower of God did not meet that expectation. 2, Tower of God just isn't very popular in general. The anime wasn't... It was popular when it first came out because it was hype, but it didn't really make much waves after. I never finished it because I got kind of bored. I don't know if it was good at the end, but I remember people were not very happy towards like the beginning. Crunchyroll manhwa adaptations haven't been the best, and or they weren't the best. You know, Tower of God and God of High School didn't have the best reception. And honestly, I feel like it was badly timed as well. If I remember, so it's back in 2024. Yeah, the collab dropped, and people felt like the game was already ramping up too much, right? We had Meliodas, and then we had the collab, and then we had Arthur, and then we had Galfer, and then when you remember back, and you're like, man, that collab just wasn't like something I was very happy pulling on. The characters were good, like Viol was good in terms of like PvE, like to this day, you can use Viol for a lot of PvE things, which is cool. But then he should have been the free character, right? We all know this. Zahard should have been great and he was garbage. And then Yuri was good, but not in a cool way. Because here's the thing, I mean, you can cope and say, oh, you know, support units are still good. And yeah, that's true. Right? She was a support unit and she was good. But there's a difference between a unit being good by making the game slower and less fun, and a unit being good by being Escanor and destroying everything. What's the character people actually want to use? There's a difference there. So I feel like there was like many factors for Tower of God. But in terms of the reruns, I mean, Vittoria was great. I think the Shield Hero collab was really good. Unfortunately, I was in Japan. I was traveling when this collab dropped, so I couldn't cover it too much. I was having vacation. But I think the collab was good. It brought back characters, buffed the characters. Naofumi is still meta. Naofumi, bro. He was an older character that got thrown off. He was garbage. And then he became meta. Like that. That is one of the things that I have the most gripe of this game, is that they don't buff old characters. And when they do, bro, when they do buff old characters, it's universally loved. Why don't they do it more often? In any case, I think Vittoria was a great unit. Glass was a good unit, not as good, but still good. I think the rerun. I think reruns are good. I don't have any gripes with reruns, so long as the reruns are good. Have we had bad reruns? I guess Attack on Titan. Yeah, Attack on Titan was bad. They need to slow down the banner and give people time to save. I disagree and agree at the same time. I disagree that it's not like they shouldn't drop a collab right now, it's the expectation, right? But yeah, the festivals are the issue, not the collab. Like, you can say this under the video on tour. Sure. Under the video of the collab, I'm not so sure about that. Also, they just dropped Jenna. If you summon for Jenna, you are actually not very smart. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And I mean, Merlin was a skip. Chandler was a skip. Legit, like, I'll be real, Sabnak was a skip. I don't want to hear it. Tor, maybe not so much. Tor was so P. Sabnak? That banner sucked, bro. And she is mid. I don't like using that character so much. I hate that unit. Balder, I think, is a skip as well. Like, as much as he's fun and good, he's not a festival. I'm sorry, if you're free to play, you should only be summoning for festivals and collabs. Even if the banner unit is good. I think the only character I would say I wouldn't blame is Gelda, because Gelda was insane. Balder is not Gelda. I promise you, Balder is not Gelda. Balder is going to be left behind soon. Not in PvE. Balder is crazy in PvE, but in PvP, yeah. I think what's happening to people deep down, we're expecting a new collab, since it seems we've been getting reruns every year. Yeah, we get reruns every year. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So now that it's once again a rerun's kind of meh. But I agree with you, Nag. Overlord units are pretty solid. Yeah. So we agree. I don't think that this is, you know, reruns every year. Yeah, we get reruns every year. We also get new collabs every year. I don't... But yeah. If the leak is true, Aura and Mare will be the first 2-in-1 character in this game. It's funny. No, that's not true. Even if I don't think we're gonna get these, by the way. I'm reading Overlord right now. There's no way we're getting these. We're gonna get Demiurge and Narbera. There's no way we're getting Aura and Mare, bro. That'd be so unhype. There's no way. They would not make it a double unit. They would make it like Hakanosla, I promise you. I think either they can't or they just don't want to make double characters. That's I don't know any other reason. This could actually be Goblin Slayer instead. No. We really need Eminence in Shadow. It will be a good sale for them. Yeah. Eminence in Shadow would be crazy. You know why would it be good? Sid is goated, first of all. I need to watch the anime. I'm keeping up with the manga, but I need to watch the anime because I've been playing my second channel, right? I play Roblox anime games, right? It gets way more views than here, so so it's been going really good. Every game has Sid. And Sid, they put his voice lines, right? And his voice lines are so good. I need to watch the anime. I will, but I need to finish Overlord first. Yeah, Sid is great. And then the other three characters could be the girls. The Gunnar Sales are there for Eminence in Shadow, bro. Overlord, yes, because it's more unknown units. Yeah. I mean, and Overlord, there's no... It's gonna be unknowns. Like, it's all gonna be unknowns. And the thing is, if it was Eminence in Shadow, the girls would be unknown because they're like weird, like creatures. Okay, not weird, but they're creatures, right? But Sid would be human. Sid would 100% be human. So I think it would be a great collab. And solo leveling, I mean, you got Jinwoo, human. You got, I mean, if it's the blonde girl, she's human. If it's the furry guy, I think he's human. Like, just because he transforms doesn't make him unknown, right? Aaron is not a giant race. He's human, and then he has giant on his passive as well. And then if they do his army, that would be unknown probably. But, you know, that's human potential right there. I think, I'm telling you, soul leveling should be the next one. Nah, dude, I'm not feeling this at all. If it's Overlord, disclaimer. I don't know if I should read if there's a disclaimer, bro. That's too long, I'll be honest. The unhype continues. Last time I was hyped for this pre-unit was the last Ascanor. The last Ascanor was not that long ago. It feels like a long time ago, but it was not that long ago. No Grand Cross. I think the comments are starting to have no likes. This fucking game is good. I don't think there's a reason to hate on Overlord rerun. I genuinely don't think so, and I think a lot of people would expect me, because I've been quite negative about the most recent updates, to be hating on this. I think, and obviously I think that because I am myself, I am unbiased, and my opinions are consistent. If I think something is good, I will say it's good. If I think something is bad, I'll say it's bad. I don't hate for no reason, and I don't suck the game's balls for no reason, right? I am fair to what I think is good and not good, and my opinions are generally speaking correct. Let me tell you this. This, you know, past couple of months have been the worst for Grand Cross, bar none. In the last month, some of the biggest whales in the game have quit the game because the updates are so bad. The biggest whale in the game, #1 player, quit the game because of these updates. So when I'm telling you that the updates suck and the game is unhype and no one likes it, I'm being fair and honest. And that's why people agree with me, because I am. In any case, enough with my my self-righteousness here. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited.